Hey, it's Megan. Welcome back here to the Wolterman Homestead and welcome back to the kitchen. Today I want to share with you my bread recipe. I've used this recipe for several years. I love how versatile it is. I use it for like regular loaf bread, hamburger buns, hot dog buns. I actually use it to make like a challah bread. So it's really simple. And that's one of the things that whenever you kind of start learning how to cook in the kitchen, people want to learn is how to make bread. And so I want to try to help simplify it for you so you can do it too in your own kitchen. Now this recipe will be available as a blog post. I'll leave a link down in the description so you can go check it out for yourself. So come on, let's bake some bread. So I will start off by saying you can definitely make this bread with gluten-free flour. I've done it, it works. So just so you are aware. So we're going to start off with 1 cup of warm water, or you can use milk, about 110 degrees. And we're going to put in 2 teaspoons of dry active yeast. We'll give this a stir and let it sit for a minute. Now in your mixing bowl, we're going to add 2.5 cups of flour. This is just regular all-purpose organic flour. Put in about a teaspoon of salt. Two teaspoons of white sugar. 2 tablespoons of oil. I like to use olive oil, but it does work with like vegetable oil. And then we're going to add in 1 egg. And keep it shell-free. Now wash your hands. So we've got our big bowl and then we have our yeast mixture here. Now I've let this sit for several minutes and it smells really good. So if you don't have a KitchenAid mixer, don't let this recipe deter you. You are able to do it. It'll just take some more elbow grease. All right, I'm gonna add about a 1/2 cup more flour. Sometimes depending on the humidity in the air, depends on how much more flour you need to add to this. I'm gonna add a little bit more flour. This is probably 1/4 cup. Whoop. Now for the fun part, getting our hands dirty. And we're just going to knead it for a few minutes. If you want to skip this step, you can, and you can just have the standing mixer do it. But I just like to be able to feel the dough and get an idea of where it's at. So I've done this enough times to kind of know how it feels. So you're kind of looking for a soft dough, but that is a little bit firm. Kind of springs back after you push it down. And if y'all could smell this loaf, it smells good. Once we have our dough feeling and looking like you want it to, I'm just gonna place it kind of in a nice shaped ball in this greased 9x5 loaf pan. And then we will just drape a towel over top of it. And then we'll just set it on the stove or in a place that is kind of draft free and let it rise. So I have learned if you are wanting to get bread to rise a little bit faster, you are able to put it in the oven with the oven light on and keep the oven turned off. Or if you're a gardener like me, you might have the seed tray mats. And so you can take one of those and plug it in and just set it on the counter and put it underneath your bowl or your pan and let it warm up your bread and help it to rise. Okay, so our bread has risen, and to be honest, I got sidetracked with the kids and forgot. So I know it's good and risen, and it looks beautiful. Look at that. So the oven has been preheated to 375 degrees. I'm gonna pop this in, let it bake 15-20 minutes. You wanna keep an eye on it because the top will get golden brown. And then we're gonna cover it with aluminum foil and bake it some more. And you want an internal temp of like 190 degrees, like if you want to check your internal temp, or if you just kind of go by the color. So I'm gonna pop this in. Hey Siri, set a timer for 15 minutes.
A timer is already running at 46 seconds. Okay, the timer's now running for 15 minutes.
Looks pretty good. Okay, so I have my plate that I'm gonna turn it out on. How does that look? It smells so delicious. So, baking bread is relatively simple. If you've never done it before, you can do it. Just takes a little time and effort, and it is delicious. Our favorite way is to cut it while it's hot and drizzle honey all over it. So, I hope that you try this recipe and know that you can have success in the kitchen. Thanks for joining here at the Wolterman Homestead. May Yahweh bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you, and may he give you his shalom. Take care, and God bless.